Toxic vibes, they be creeping, no disguise. Leeches on my aura, trying to drain my highs. Snakes in the grass, I hear the hissing. Energy sacred, I'm a mission. Cut the ties, I'm free from the chains. No more drama, no more games. Got my light, keep it in my sight. Shine so bright, even through the night. Protect your energy, let the spirit breathe. Let the weight fall, it's time to leave. No more poison, I'm claiming peace. Boundaries up, let the love increase. Takes your energy, let the spirit breathe. Let the weight fall, it's time to leave. No more poison, I'm claiming peace. Boundaries up, let the love increase. They be testing my patience. Heart pure, I'm dodging vibrations. Shadows lurking, but I'm glowing steady. On my own, my soul staying ready. Won't let no drama pull me down. Cleanse my soul, my truth profound. Dancing free in the moonlight's glow. Higher vibes, let the blessing flow. Protect your energy, let the spirit breathe. Let the weight fall, it's time to leave. No more poison, I'm claiming peace. Boundaries up, let the love increase. Protect your energy, let the spirit breathe. Let the weight fall, it's time to leave. No more poison, I'm claiming peace. Boundaries up, let the love increase.
Got a lot of new enemies, gotta move differently. I just need you in my vicinity. Got you addicted, I feel like your medicine. Do you believe in me? Cause I believe in us. This type of love is real. I swear I don't do it. Believe in me, yeah. Lovers energy. Energy, 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 energy. Energy, 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 energy. Got a lot of real ones still in the streets, trying to feed their family. That's why I move differently, that's why I move differently. Tired of all the faking, trying to see you naked. I just need your energy, yeah. That's why I move different. That's why I move differently. This type of love is real. That's why I don't do it for this, yeah. Lovers energy, 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 energy. Energy, 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 Ay. Ay. Wanna start drama? Say it with your chest. A goofy live in Texas. This the real West. No good morning, no good night, no how you been, baby. No support. Here y'all be acting shady. Wanna start drama? Say it with your chest. A goofy live in Texas. This the real West. No good morning, no good night, no how you been, baby. No support. Here y'all be acting shady. Oh, this goofy live in Texas. Y'all hoes can keep it. This is the real West. Y'all hoes can't see it. Always starting drama. Hoes wanna beat it. Say it with your chest. Hoes, you can eat it. I was rocking with you when you had a 9 to 5. Hoes saying they a real friend, they a lie. Hoes wanna start drama, wanna see me die. Say it with your chest. Hoes, you can eat it. Wanna start drama? Say it with your chest. A goofy live in Texas. This the real West. No good morning, no good night, no how you been, baby. No support, and y'all be acting shady. Wanna start drama? Say it with your chest. A goofy live in Texas. This the real West. No good morning, no good night, no how you been, baby. No support, and y'all be acting shady. They wanna start drama, they just mad that I pop. When you in a gear lead, them hoes wanna drop. On my page all day, I ain't getting them nothing. I was in a 4-door, hoes weren't cuffing. Say you gon' beat me up, that was for nothing. Say it with your chest, ho, I ain't frontin'. Internet troll, real life, you ain't bumpin'. Say it with your chest, ho, I ain't frontin'. Wanna start drama? Say it with your chest. A goofy live in Texas. This the real West. No good morning, no good night, no how you.
When you're out parents.
She need your ex, and she the leader of the rebellion. Told me take the red pill, wake up is medicine. Can't fit in with y'all, it don't make no sense. Don't wanna conform, can't play pretend. The flow immaculate, nail to the coffin, the hammer hit. Maneuver through this life like labyrinth. She's the one, I think she's heaven sent. Morpheus gave me the red pill, told me go take it. Y'all too basic, y'all too NPC, y'all too faceless. Don't even need to say it, cause she the one, we all know it. She like Neo, I'm like Morpheus. She so sweet, I call her glorious. She makes life feel euphorious. Like she need your ex, and she the leader of rebellion. Told me take the red pill, wake up is medicine. Can't fit in with y'all, it don't make no sense. Don't wanna conform, can't play pretend. I'ma go and put my feet in the sand. So why you hate me, do you see who I am? Yeah, I can see you, we ain't meet in the past. And now you love me, but I'm keeping it grand. I don't wanna see if you ain't feeling it, that's how I know it's really true. You wouldn't tell me if it wasn't in your mind, you need to go ahead and be you. And so I went on the internet and I found a couple people that would interject. But I can't take it from me, this is the world you live and you dream. But I can't take it from me, I am not one, I'm a king. A god, a pharaoh, a king. But you can't take it from me. And she the leader of the rebellion. Told me take the red pill, wake up is medicine. Can't fit in with y'all, it don't make no sense. Don't wanna conform, can't play Genie or X. And she the leader of the rebellion. Told me take the red pill, wake up is medicine. Can't fit in.
Talk to them when you go to school. Tell your friends. Talk to them when you go to church. Tell your family. Talk
what you know. I'm Tootie, get it right. T-T-T-I-E, that's right. Neo X in the building tonight. If you got something to say, put it on the mic. The way I talk to him, make him put it on the mic. The way I talk to him, make him put it on the mic. The way I talk to him, make him put it on the mic.
Tell them what you know.
Like I'm Neo X, y'all listening to the best. I told Tootie I'm in the building, you know what that means, the shit is over. Next, shout out to the Midwest, still the greatest. Come through and I'm dressed like the latest. Your man wanna date us, but that's just the cadence. I only said it so you could replay this.
Talk to her. Talk to her. Talk to her. Tell them what you know. When you go to school, tell your friends.
G-Dub.
When you go to church, tell your family. Talk to
Tell them what you know.
You pick all this, my messy, petty shit, don't you, Chris? Hey, how my mic check, y'all? Cause my equipment. My mic check. Y'all give me a mic check, cause my equipment, I had to set this back up real quick after I left. So let me know if it sounds too echoey or too yeah, just let me know how the sound, please. Bro in here, someone say he caught that. Yeah, I did. I got a few songs. So I get in my feelings, Chris. You hurt my feelings. I'm gonna make a song about you, nigga. Shout out to Chris MVP Harris, bro. But y'all, can I get a mic check? I'll go ahead and start the show. It sounds like on my end it sounds fine, but sometimes it be, I don't look like I changed too much. Mic check. All right, can y'all hear me? Can somebody give me a mic check, please? It sounds, are you sure? Because sometimes when I go back and look, it sounds hollow. People say it sounds good and it sounds terrible. So,
Bluetooth disconnected.
Mic check.
Bluetooth disconnected.
Mic check. This does sound a little loud. I don't know why though, but I'm gonna try to turn that down. Mic check. This does sound a little loud. I don't know why though, but I'm gonna try. One second. This does sound loud.
Bluetooth connected.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, family. Thank y'all for coming through. Please just make sure y'all hit that like button. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all know I just came back from the sisterhood trip in Kissimmee, Florida. Had a good time with the sisters. So shout out to, I seen Break Room in the building. Of course, TC. I think I seen you somewhere in here when I strode down real fast. Nice seeing putting a face to a name to G-Dub. I seen you in the video call yesterday. So sometimes it's nice to see y'all faces so we know these people who be showing us love and giving us words of encouragement and being positive and, sending, donations and cash apps and stuff and super chat. So I really appreciate that. What's up, Miss DD? You seen how fresh I was looking? During the girls' trip? I said, I'm going to throw it back. I'm going to dress back like how they used to wear in the 90s. Put the chain outside the collar. You feel me? So shout out to TC. Shout out to BU Beautiful Queen. I know who that is now. Shout out to you, sis. So let's see. Chris in here being petty. All right, all right. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long because I think Queen Ye took the rest of the day off. She just let me know. She took the rest of the day off so we can spend time together. So I didn't know that. I told her she would have had told me I wouldn't have scheduled a live. So, but I definitely wanted to talk about this so I can get back into doing these lives again. We listening in the car. Yeah, I was waiting to see how long. I kept looking at the time. I know y'all should be arriving to your destination shortly. So, all right, let me go ahead and get into it. All right, so number one, hit the like. Please hit the like button. Please, please, please hit that like button. All right, number two. All right, so I have to reschedule my live that I'm gonna talk about Brian McKnight and the two other idiots that I have on the thumbnail. I just got to talk about, just so y'all can kind of see what's out there flirting in it on the internet to see how they just give anybody platforms. And I got to fix my camera. It seems like I'm short, but it got me down here short today. Unless Queen Ye been using my desk. but I'm gonna reschedule that. But today I definitely wanted to talk about the Gucci Man and his wife Keyshia interview that they did on the Breakfast Club. And the reason why I wanted to talk about it because y'all know over here I am an advocate for mental health. I do not make fun of it, or usually like I would even like give people a pass and won't even entertain them and ignore them if I suspect that a person is suffering from mental health. Y'all know I'm very transparent about it. I talked about my own experiences here, how religion, at one point, Christianity caused temporary psychosis in me, and I was able to heal from that, with the proper help and treatment mindset, controlling your stress, all that plays a part. For some reason, in the Black community, mental health is a stigma. It's something that some people, see something to be ashamed of, or they hide it, they don't want to talk about it, or they go into relationships knowing that they crazy as hell, and hopefully hope to find someone who can tolerate their mental health. And but at the same time, even though I'm more rooted in logic and science. Y'all know how I feel about, spirituality and religion and certain stuff like that. I do entertain spiritual stuff. Like y'all know that Queen Ye practice spirituality. I like to make fun of her. Sometimes I call it hocus pocus and stuff, but I know it's something that's important to her. So I don't mock it to the point that it becomes offensive. But, I make light jokes of it. But I do entertain spiritual things to a certain extent because I do believe there are some spiritual things that I feel like might have a scientific explanation, but we just don't know what to call it. That's the fun thing about science, right? We discover new things about yourself. People used to think people who had seizures back in the day, people used to think that was demonic possession. Now we know that seizures are caused by the misfiring in your brain, the electrical activities in your brain, the misfire. I know that bipolar, schizophrenic runs on both sides of my family, my mom and my dad's side. One of my closest aunt is both of them on both sides. Both I have aunts on both sides of my family who are bipolar, schizophrenic, and I know the signs and the stuff and what they go through, and I know I've seen it firsthand. When a person stays on their medication and take it like they supposed to, they be fine. They don't have episodes. Even my ex-girlfriend, the one I told y'all, I dated two women in the past. One of them tried to kill me twice. I told y'all about her. And then my ex-fiance, I had me and her went our separate ways because she would not accept help or treatment for her bipolar schizophrenic episodes. She kept saying that Jesus was going to help her. And, I can't compete with Jesus. Only thing I could do, and which I constantly offered during the time that we was dating, only thing I can do was pay for her to go see the doctor. And around that time, I was making good money, so I could afford to get her like the best doctors at that time. But you can't force someone to go get help. And sometimes people have a hard time accepting that their mind is sick. Fortunately, I was one of the lucky ones that recognized it when I was going through my episodes, because I knew how I used to think versus how I was thinking at that moment. So I had enough of my sanity, and trust me, I think the ancestors and the creator of above, that I kept some of my sanity to actually reach out and get help. And I was able to get the help I need. So that's why I don't play when it comes down to stress. I don't let too much stuff stress me out anymore. I don't participate in substance. I can't smoke weed because of my job or whatever. But at the same time, like talking to Queen Ye, talking to some of my family members and some of my spiritual friends, because y'all know I'm friends with people who do voodoo, hoodoo, and whatever voodoo you can think of, right? I'm friends with these people, and sometimes they put me on game and they try to let me know. I ask them questions out of curiosity, or just to see, is there some type of validity to the claims that they make? Like, is it as common as a Christian praying, like 50-50, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all know I'm an ominous. All the gods function the same, even the voodoo gods. Seem like to me they function the same. But I know Queen Ye, she put me on game, she teach me stuff. I don't let people pray for me like I used to. I don't let everyone speak over me. There has to be a form of trust. So I have to know you. I don't let people lay hands on me or speak on me, pray for me no more. I just don't. Like, I don't know, y'all. It's so deep. Like, some of the stuff that these people don't taught me or whatever, or things that I've learned just studying different religions and stuff. And I found it wild when I was looking at the Gucci Man interview with his wife, Keyshia. When I first watched the video, I was like, okay, because I was at work, so I wasn't really like fully paying attention to the interview, but I was listening to it well enough so it can just entertain me while I get through work. Hold on, y'all, baby girl doing something. Hey, baby girl. Hold on, y'all, I hear her screaming or something. Hold on. Okay, I think she playing on her tablet or something. But hey, babe, you back at work? You back at work or you off? Cause you go eat your food. All right. So cause I was wondering, you didn't hear her screaming? All right. I'm back on the show. Hold on. All right, so me watching like I said, watching the Keisha and Gucci Man interview they did on the Breakfast Club. The first time I watched it, I didn't really pay attention to some of the things she said until I was on TikTok and I was on Lovely T, listening to people give a commentary about the things she was saying, and I was like, let me go back and watch this interview again because I think I might have missed some things. Because why are some people accusing this lady of witchcraft or being a handler? I seen Nicki Minaj in so many words say she's a handler. I said, okay, what is it that? Because y'all know there's so many conspiracies that surround Gucci Man. At one point they were saying the man was a goddamn clone, right? So conspiracies, you know how black people, we would clone the shit out of you. Jamie Foxx was a clone. At one point, Obama was a clone. Black people would call somebody a clone when people like do a complete 180, in their life. So I was like, why is people accusing Keyshia, I forgot what's her name, Keyshia, what was Gucci Mane's wife name? Keyshia Ka'oir, Aor, whatever. Why is they accusing this Jamaican Caribbean lady of witchcraft? Because sometimes that's a stigma that they will put on women who are from, especially black women who are from the Caribbeans. So I went back and listened to the interview, and then I was like, okay. Oh, I think it is something to this shit, because I know some people were pinpointing certain things that they noticed, but with me, what grabbed my attention, let me go ahead and pull it up. I'm I'm gonna pull it up on TikTok. I was listening to what she was saying, and it definitely sounded like she is very much in control of this man's life. Like she was cutting him off during the interview. Certain things she was saying made you side eye. But the number one thing that got my attention is only because one of my spiritual friends um talked to me about this a long time ago. Um, when we talked about signs of possession, like someone being possessed or being manipulated by spirits or some type of, whatever. So, did I save this video? Okay, there you go. I think this is it. So, there was a part of the interview where Keisha says, when she was naming the symptoms of this man, right before he was about to have an episode, how she knows when he's about to have an episode. And one thing that I definitely side-eyed her when she just kept on saying that, when she made the comment that she snapped her finger and was able to snap him out of it or whatever. And then anybody who have family members, or if you have children, or you yourself watching my live who might have bipolar schizophrenia and you're managing it right properly by getting help, that's not how those episodes work. They don't just snap out of it like they daydreaming, like somebody's daydreaming. This is something that happens over time, right? And sometimes these people stay manic. If they're not medicated, they'll stay manic for weeks and sometimes months. So it's not something you could just go woohoo, snap, and break them out of some type of hypnosis. But she made that comment, was like, I snap my fingers. I know when he's about to have an episode and I catch it. She said she catch it before it becomes an episode. So it was this part of the interview right here that I'm about to play for y'all. When she says, one of the things he used to do, y'all listen to this, and then I'm going to tell y'all what one of my spiritual friends told me before in the past.
He stood outside for 24 hours at the door, just standing. I said, get inside. No. I said, did somebody give you a cookie or lace it? What is wrong with you? Because I'm not even catching on. Mm-hmm. I just want to stand up out here. He said out there 24 hours. So I said, okay, there's an episode coming. Mm-hmm. I wasn't that good of a pro yet. The episode came like a week or two after that. So that was a sign.
So do you have to just let him be in those moments, even though he just standing outside, you just let him stand there? Or?
No, I don't play with him now. Then I let him stand out there for the 24 hours. Even 4 or 5 a.m. he out there. But if he was to do that now, he going to the hospital.
Do your kids break you out that episode? Like when you see the kids, you like, nah.
All right, so when I heard that part, one of the things that one of my friends people who actually truly believe in this stuff, they say that when a person does things like stand in one place for an unreasonable amount of time, like, I don't know, 24 hours, no eating, no water, no sleep, but stand in the same place. Keyshia clearly said that this man stood in front of the door, stood outside, went to come in the house, stood in front of the door for 24 hours.
No. One time he stood outside for 24 hours at the door, just standing. I said, get
at the door, just standing. That's one of the signs of somebody. From what like I said, I'm not an expert in this shit. Y'all know how I feel about the hocus pocus stuff, but there's people who claim, they say they protected me from the hocus pocus stuff, so I'm gonna let them do that. But there's some things I do take when they give me tips and shit. I listen. I might look at you with my eyes wide, but I be listening. I don't know if I really believe it, but I listen. But one of those are the signs of someone just being under control by forces unseen, right? And then I was like, okay, let me go on TikTok. Let me go see what else people are saying, because when I listened to her interview, that's when from the second round, I was like, damn, I'm catching a lot of stuff that she was saying. Like, she's the only one allowed to prepare this man food, right? She basically at one point low-key let us know that he's weak by saying that she's stronger than him. And I don't know if I would have used that word. I think I think she would say, I wouldn't say you're stronger than the man. I would say you're healthier Like if he was overweight and you were in fit, that would be a better comparison because that's more like your brain health, right? That's usually stuff that you can't control. If you don't take care of your body, you do develop diseases like heart disease, diabetes, or so on and so on. It's the same thing with your mental health. Dude took a lot of drugs and alcohol, and he admitted it, right? He talked about engaging in different types of substance and illegal substance and stuff. But even certain things when she was saying like, I'm stronger than him, you're sick, I have to tell him he's sick, and I don't know. When you go back and watch it, I was like, damn, Keyshia, is you really doing some root, or some what they call root work in the South? Is this love spell thing something people actually do believe in it? Because y'all know there's something called the power of suggestion, But is it possible that people who are practicing the arts that they will put a love spell on someone, right? Y'all know Queen Ye practiced her spirituality, and one time I asked her, she got offended. She get mad when I joke about the love spell thing, so I don't make those jokes too often with her. She don't think it's funny. She don't think it's funny if anybody messes with another person's free will, especially with like love, right? But I remember one time I told her, hey, you ain't put no love spell on me or anything like that, did you? Would you do anything like that? But you said, does he have a diagnosis? Yeah, he was diagnosed. He's on medication. They talked about it in the interview, and then the part of the interview says they was promoting his book. Gucci wrote a book about mental health. So you said she got a special red spaghetti sauce. She got some type of sauce, nigga, because if you go back and watch that interview, it was like Gucci was like a little child. Like he was just like, if you go back and watch the video, it's like he was just like whatever she said. Like he was just looking, you know how a parent look over at their mama while the mama talking and giving an interview. You know how a child just let the mama do all the talking? That interview was more of Keyshia's interview than Gucci Mane interview, even though he was the one who's supposed to have wrote the book. So I'm gonna go over to TikTok, back over to TikTok, and I'm gonna let y'all hear some people who practice spirituality talk about their opinions about Gucci Mane and Keyshia and what they think. So let me play a few. Well, first let me play this one. Some people did mock it. Here's one that I saved so y'all can see that some people were laughing about it. So well, that's what TikTok been acting up lately, bruh.
Green bird. Finally outside. Now I can go do something with my life. What am I?
Gooch! What you doing outside? Get your ass in the house. You sick. You don't supposed to be out here. I don't want you outside. You sick.
I'm sick?
You sick.
The hell wrong with me?
You sick. Listen to me. You sick. Get in the house. You don't supposed to be out. You sick.
You right, babe. You right, babe.
Gucci!
Bird! 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 Well, damn.
Why you on Instagram and you know you sick? You sick. You can't be on Instagram. I'm gonna delete this whole phone, the whole iCloud.
See, there's some people who making fun of like how Gucci can't get on, can't go anywhere. He can't get on the Instagram anytime she thinks he's about to have an episode. She was just telling him he's sick. Like y'all, I can't play the full interview because y'all know Breakfast Club will strike you. So that's why I'm playing bits and pieces of it. But y'all definitely got to go watch that interview because if you listen, especially those who are spiritual practitioners, y'all know who y'all are. You know, some of y'all are out there. You keep your stuff to yourself. Some people are open, some people are secretive. But a lot of people who say they practiced or whatever, they were saying that old girl doing some root work. So, but every little thing right now they making fun of because every little thing he does, they were saying that Keyshia was telling him that he was sick.
What sick I am?
I want you to be sick, so you sick. You sick. You need to be worried about writing your lyrics for the next album.
You right, babe. You right, babe.
I need you to clean this room up.
Yeah, Keyshia, he's schizophrenic and bipolar. Yeah, he used to hear voices and stuff.
Sick.
Well, damn. Me cleaning up my room make me sick?
Yes, you sick.
I hate you bad. I hate you bad. I need to clean up for my wife.
Cause you sick. You sick.
You know what? I love you, baby. You right. Well, now I feel good tonight, baby. I feel like I need to go out and be productive.
You sick. You sick. You sick.
I'm sick?
You sick. Snap up out of it. You ain't normal at all. You sick. You sick, right? You sick?
You right.
You sick? Get your ass.
See, they making fun of because even in the interview, she said she'll snap and he, she'll snap and break him out of it. And we was looking like, that ain't what bipolar schizophrenia he had, but that ain't that you can't snap and bring them out of it. You just gotta let it run its course.
I love you, baby.
Yeah. I know. You sick. Go upstairs. You don't feel good shit.
So I ain't know him today. Burger. Well, damn, I thought I was normal today.
You sick. He's sick.
So that was a video. All right, so now I'm gonna get back to the more of the serious stuff. I just wanted to show y'all that there was some people making fun of it. But me personally, I don't mock mental health because it's a real thing and it impacts people who have kids and stuff. And I can't imagine the things that people go through when they have to deal with raising a loved one or a family member or being in a relationship with someone who has mental health. It's a strain on the person who is well. You had got a package. So, all right. That's mine or yours? They sent it to the wrong house? All right. Hold on. All right.
If you think that Keyshia is not anything other than a handler to Gucci Mane, if you are a woman, I know you are out here letting men manipulate you. And if you are a man, I know that you are out here manipulating people. Handlers have to be extremely manipulative when it comes to how they have to deal with their interactions with people. The whole point of being a handler is for you to say, you are too sick, you cannot think for yourself, you are incompetent, and so you need someone to look after you and tell you what to do. And what I find so funny is that a large red flag went off to me when Keyshia had did that interview with Carlos. She said a key thing that really stuck out to me, and she said that the reason why me and Gucci work is because he needs me, and he will always need me. Women and men were eating that shit up. They thought that shit was some prophecy that Keyshia was saying, because they thought that Keyshia was talking about he needs me to fold his clothes, he needs me to cook, he needs me to clean. Gucci has plenty of money, and with the amount of money that he has, that's not what he ever and never needed her for. Like, did y'all really think that how confident she spoke about their relationship was going to be based on the strength that Gucci Mane needed her to do domestic labor? No, he needed her because they're Britney Spearsing his ass. They're literally Britney Spearsing his ass. You're crazy. You're acting out of control. Let me put you in a mental rehabilitation center. Let us dope you up on drugs so that way we can control you. All
right. Well, okay, so as you can see, there's one thing, especially like people in Hollywood. Dave Chappelle spoke on this, how anytime that you get to a certain level of success, people, I guess the powers that be or the people who run the music industry, I don't like to say Illuminati because people really don't know what the fuck the Illuminati really is. But there are some people that gatekeep Hollywood, and certain people, for you to get a certain status or among your, the wealthy, there's certain clubs you gotta join. And one thing they love to do is when a person's not willing to submit to what I like to call the machine, right? The matrix, scary matrix. They will label your ass crazy real quick, right? Because they know it's dismissive. If a person have a history of mental health, people ain't gonna take them serious because they're like, okay, they might be lying about this because they're bipolar or whatever, and that's not the case. Like, I'm one of those people that if somebody make a claim, regardless if they have a history of mental health, go fact check to go see if it's true. Go look at the receipts. You know what I'm saying? Crazy people can still tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, consider the source. Like, what do they have to gain or whatever. But Dave Chappelle said that before they was trying to hurry up and put that shit on his name, he came out and was like, yeah, I turned down the money because of Blase Squaze. I didn't like the type of people that was around. And, you know, it's not the people that's sick, it's the environment that's sick, right? I've had to learn that, you know, dealing with different shit in YouTube. That's why I got away from certain stuff, because I know ain't nothing wrong with me for wanting to be a good person among, you know, people who got a lot of fucking agendas, right? So I know the environment's sick. It ain't me. So to keep myself well, I'm just not gonna engage in a sick environment. So, but I know I've been labeled as crazy. How many times y'all don't heard people say I'm crazy all the time? Even one of my day ones saying that I was crashing out and going crazy for what? Standing up for myself, for telling the truth, not willing to, you know, be a little bitch on the internet, like just doing what I do best. So people will say that, like they be quick to label you as you're nuts, because even if you admit to having a history of it. So I peeped that. I was like, okay, now y'all labeling this dude as nuts, you know, or everything he does. If he cursed somebody out, oh, you're a manic. What about if somebody's actually doing him wrong? How we supposed to know the difference? But you know, Keyshia basically handles all that. You know, handled all his business. The only thing she want Gucci to do is make the music.
Way we can put you in a conservatorship. That way we can make sure that there is someone constantly clocking every
I'm glad you're here, the doll. Make sure you stick around. Well, thank you for joining the live.
Movement, every action, every thought that you are having, so that way you don't step out of line, and so that way we can have full control over you. And a lot of y'all cannot recognize this because you all think that someone looking after you means that they're looking after you because they love you. That's the sign of someone that is most likely being predatory or an abuser. Men like to do this often. I don't want you wearing that. I don't want you going out with the girls. I don't want you going to a bar because I'm looking after you. I want what's best for you. I want to protect you. I want to make sure that you're safe. I want to make sure that you understand that I have your best interests at heart. You can and cannot do these things because I want what's best for you. I want to make sure that you're okay.
You see, but I feel you on that. Florida Geechee. I feel you on that. But I also, like I said, entertain it to a certain extent, because even though we perceive these people as unwell or ill or sick or mentally unstable, I personally think, you know, when I do entertain spiritual things, because there's a side of me that just refuses or just can't let spiritual stuff go, because I have a better understanding of spirituality than it was, you know, versus, you know, me being in Christianity and labeling everything demonic. I have a better understanding of it. I said it might be something to these people. I think they have spiritual gifts, maybe spiritual gifts that they're not tamed. They never mastered it, they never understood. So they suppress it, or they never got the proper help, or what. You know, I do believe it's something to that, because some of the most powerful words that I've heard people say to me, or like even when they was giving me words of encouragement, and I told y'all some of the stuff over here, it came from people who I know have a history of mental health. You feel what I'm saying? And I'd be like, hi, you know, but I think it might be more to it. You know, if this stuff is true, I think it has more to do with these people have spiritual gifts that they haven't been able to tame.
Type of speak, that type of talk are the signs of someone who is trying to control another person. When someone is always trying to frame a conversation around them looking out for you because you don't know any better, you're not smart enough, you're not competent enough, you're too ill, mentally you're unstable, and so you need someone to tell you what to do, it's because they're trying to be manipulative and they're controlling you. That is not his wife. That is his handler. That is somebody that has him in a compromised position, so that way he has to be 1,000% reliant on her. When she said that Gucci needs me and Gucci will always need me, it was way, way, way deeper than her talking about some domestic labor, talking about how she's moving money. No, you cannot tell me that in between that time from him getting released from prison and them getting back together, something wasn't done on him to be in a compromised position where she can now control him. That is what is happening. And if you were a person that could
All right,
not spot out,
I don't know why her video's acting up, but I'm not calling Keisha a dog. I don't know what the hell Keisha do. I know it's a stigma behind that with people always labeling, women from the islands, witches and stuff like that. It's a lot of innocent women died in the past because they were labeled a witch because people fear what they didn't understand. Just like I gave an example of how people used to think back in the day that seizures was spiritual possession. Now science tells you how seizures work to the point that you can go to the hospital and they can force you to have a seizure if they need to read your brain waves. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that it might be something to it. You feel what I'm saying? Of the claims that people have against Keyshia, because Keyshia say some wild shit that I never caught the first time. So she say some wild stuff. And I've heard of stories of people telling me stories about when putting this love spell on somebody goes wrong. Yeah, I seen one story where he ripped a woman door down. Like I guess he banged her door down because she put some type of spell on his ass to fall in love. But I guess his free will and whatever root work she was doing clashed, and it made him go crazy, and he tried to kill her ass because he knew something was wrong, but he couldn't get away from her because she bound them together. So there, like I said, some people entertain it, and it's a woman named Black Witch Yaya. I told you I like watching her sometimes, because I just be curious about what things people are saying out there. She tell you a couple of stories how she always warn people, don't be fucking with them love spells or you're going to wind up fucking yourself up. So, hell, y'all know that's why I think Sanetta's one of his girlfriends, y'all know that's why. And then the lady who always going back and forth with him, the crazy lady, the witch doctor, the lady who told me she was a witch doctor. I told y'all the reason why I think you see these people online when they be actually spazzing out, going crazy and saying insane shit, and even the fishy lady, y'all know who I'm talking about. Even the fishy lady, I think those people, could they be engaging in spirituality and be doing some? I be thinking that shit don't backfire, because that's what I was told from the people I know who do this for a living, And they say these people lose their sanity fucking with witchcraft because their attentions was not in the right place, and sometimes another person's ancestor is stronger than your ancestor, and sometimes people are working with ancestors that don't even fucking like them and can't wait to turn on them, So, but I think there's rules to, like I said, to this with spirituality. Like, to give you an example, we know how magnets work. You ever played with a magnet as a child? You put them on the opposite sides and they attract, but if you put it on the same side, they propel away from each other. From a person who doesn't know the science behind magnet, I can go to a village who never seen anything like that, and they would think I would have some type of supernatural telekinesis power. But the thing is, they don't understand the electronic gravitational pull here on Earth, the electrical signals that's in the Earth, and how magnets are drawn through each other through electrons. We know that now, but when you was a kid and you was playing with magnet, to you it appeared to be magic. So that's why I said I do believe spirituality to a certain extent. There is some validity to it, but I'm pretty sure there's a scientific explanation behind it. That's all. That's what I'm saying. If y'all want to kind of, I don't completely dismiss it, And I love, and my favorite form of what people would call witchcraft is people who actually use herbs to heal people's body. There's some things that I cannot deny that certain herbs and medicine that people do, the elements that they find here on the earth, they do to heal their body versus, artificial medication that you get from the pharmacist or your doctor. I've seen people heal their bodies, So.
As soon as I snap my fingers, he comes out of it, when he starts talking to me crazy.
Hey, the dog. Hey, please say that again. You always, ma'am. You don't even know. You just That's the word of the day. You feel me? You don't even know. You just gave the church a word on that one. You always crazy. When people cannot use you, girl, please. The dog. Let the church say amen, because that is correct.
And I'll be like, no, that's not how you talk to your wife. I take his phone. I delete his apps. I even change his passwords if necessary, because that ain't how you talk to your wife. When I snap my fingers, we're talking about schizophrenia, not hypnosis. There's a difference. For folks hopping in my comments on the Gucci Man video that I did regarding sis, I don't have anything bad to say about her. I'm just stating the obvious. Handler. Like I said, when I snap my fingers, he comes back. Huh? All right. As soon as I snap my fingers.
That's what she said. She said she snapped her fingers and bring him out of him. We and everybody who got family members with mental health, they will tell you that no ma'am, that is not how that works.
I dated a man who had schizophrenia from the time I was 16 to the time I was 21. And the best thing for that man was to shut him off from the world whenever he was having an episode. In the moments of stability, he asked me if I would make sure, because anytime he would have an episode, I would call his mom. Hey, something's going on. Can you talk to him? What can I do? And in a moment of stability, this man asked me, can you please make sure my mama don't come around, because my mom triggers my episodes. My mom eggs my episodes on. She prolongs them. If you would, please make sure my mama don't come around me. Now, how many episodes do you think he had before I became the bad guy? Before his family helped him believe that I was the one who was causing the episodes. So I got tired and I left and I moved on with my life. And I'm now 32. And this man ain't been stable since. And every couple years, he pick up his phone and he called me and begged me to come back to him and begged me, can we please get it back together? All through my marriage, even when he knew I was married, okay, can I just be your friend? Anything. You was the only person who understood what was wrong with me. You was the only person who made me understand that what I was going through and made me feel any sense of normalcy. Can you please take me back? I got video recordings of this man begging me to take him back. And I won't, because I'm not going through that again. I won't put myself through that, the stress of dealing with that. I volunteered to do it because I loved you, and I got turned into the villain. If you ain't dated a person with mental health issues, please don't speak on what you don't know. I dated a man.
And I totally agree with her, because it was hard me having to leave a relationship that I didn't want to leave. You know, I ain't gonna lie, I was in love, but with someone, and then you know that you did everything you could. Hell, I had to go to therapy about the relationship after it ended. And my therapist reassured me when I told her everything that I did, to help this girl and to keep her, trying to get her to help. And I told her I can't compete with Jesus, honey. She loved the Lord, but she said Jesus gonna fix her. And I was like, well, Jesus probably wants you to go get help. She ain't want to listen to me. So, but it's hard. And sometimes some people do realize that, when they're sane, they be like, damn, girl was cool doing, was somebody who loved me through the mental health, but nobody consider what it does to the other people. You get what I'm saying? I had to leave because, number one, I have mental health myself, but I've actually got the help. I have anxiety, right? And my anxiety used to be so bad. I told you at one point, I used to have to go to the emergency room because that shit used to feel like a heart attack sometimes, right? So, but I've been good on that. Like, I've been managing that, breathing it out or whatever. I have an episode and people won't even know. I could be standing right in front of them and they won't know because I've learned how to manage it, right? And then I know what my triggers are now, right? So, but I also thought about that myself with some of my failed relationships in the past. I often wonder, did my anxiety contribute to that person's mental health? Like when they see me having an episode and I'm like, I want to go to the hospital, I want to go to the hospital, and they telling me I'm fine, and I didn't want to listen to them, and I have to go miss work because I'm going to the emergency room making sure I'm not having a heart attack. So, or I won't do certain things like Queen Ye, the one who got me on the cruise ship. At one point, you couldn't get me on the cruise ship. Now I'm bit on there. It's one of my favorite things to do as vacation. I would go hop on the cruise real quick now, right? I love it now, but I had to face that stuff, So hearing her tell that, like, hey, y'all got to stop speaking on stuff y'all know because that shit real. And unfortunately there's some people, they would never accept their diagnosis and they won't treat themselves. But I know I have an aunt who has a beautiful home. She's married, stable, got a good job, or whatever. You wouldn't have known that this lady have bipolar schizophrenia if she didn't tell you. She's completely sane, smart, intelligent, and all that stuff. But she would tell you real quick it's the medication why she is sane. So, because I remember when she had an episode on me one time, I was scared of her. And I never thought I would be scared of her. She was accusing me of stuff that I know I didn't do, saying that I stole things from her. And I was like, I would never steal from you. But she was going through a manic episode and she was saying some hurtful stuff. Now I love on that lady every chance, I get. She always checking up on me. But let me see. I wanted to go back to this comment. I see why some people saying Keyshia is a scammer. Man, Keyshia got it on her website, bro. This lady actually charging. I don't even know her website, but let me see if I can look it up. But on her website, they say she charged. I seen it on Lovely T channel. But Lovely T said Keyshia out there charging people like $500 a session for her to teach you how to help people with mental health. I said she's some type of psychologist or psychiatrist or something. I was like, don't you need a degree for that? But I guess she an expert because she can keep Gucci under control. So I was like, okay, Keish. But I was with let me see, what's her page? Do I know her page? Keyshia Ka'oir. Yeah, they said Keyshia got some secrets, child. I don't know. I don't really follow his wife like that. So, what's her website? They said Keyshia was out here. Is it the fitness? I don't know. Let me see. What is this web? Nah, that's fitness stuff. So she do fitness stuff. Let me see if it's on her Instagram. Let's see if she got the tag on her Instagram. She got a few websites. But they say Keyshia out there charging y'all. Oh, my friend used to follow her. My friend who oh, Queen Ye, you follow Keyshia Ka'oir? You follow Gucci Man's wife? No, it says you do. On Instagram. You don't know. I was trying to look it up because they were saying that she was charging a it's right here, one-on-one with Miss Davis. Let me see if I can show y'all this real quick. Queen Ye follow her, but Queen Ye don't be on Instagram like that. So. But my friend that passed away from cancer was following her too. So move this up real quick so y'all can see the website. Keyshia out here charging, because I guess she's the expert at it now. So, man, Keyshia said she had kidnapped Gucci when he was having the episode. She had to pay somebody to kidnap him to get him to a mental hospital because he was losing it. So it's a one-on-one with Miss Davis. Get real personal, whether you're building. Oh, okay, this is. They don't say. They say she was charging. Is this the website? Okay, this is business coaching. This one, money managing. This general, so this must be what they was talking about. So the section, this third section over here, general life advice. Keyshia appeal, nothing is off limits. You or family members struggling with bipolar disorder, mental health issue, relationship, mindset, body goals, confidence. If you need clarity, Keyshia is listening and keeping it real with you. So, I mean, she down sure. I mean, I don't know. I would probably get business advice from her than the mental health thing. I think I would leave that to the professionals. But from what I know and from what I've read and what I looked up, she know how to make money, and nobody locked her up with scamming yet. So, but I probably would go to her for the how to make some money. So I'm just curious to see how much it costs. It's $525. Yeah, it's $525, y'all. Ooh. But one-on-one with her. I know she doing the most right now, ain't she? Baby girl, wild. She told me she missed me though. All right, let me see what y'all talking about in the chat real quick. I often hear people joke about that spaghetti thing. Hey, love, just tuning in. Hope you had a good day and weekend. I did. I had fun. I'm still recuperating. I probably need to take tomorrow off from my job because I still feel tired. So I might see if I need to take some time because I still feel tired. I hope I ain't catch like a little cold or something. Cause that's usually a sign that I have a cold, like a little head cold. I usually start feeling tired. Did you watch CM versus NL performance? Nah, I ain't get a chance to watch Cash Money. No Limit, so just I thought I told you. Nah, I ain't even watch it. Oh, you already done talked about it. They use this as a poor poly to make money. She wants to charge $525. It's crazy. You already had put that in the chat 10 minutes ago. For 1 hour to talk about mental health illness, Keyshia is not an accredited for that. I agree with you on that. But I'll take business. Anytime people make money, I take some tips on how they make money. As long as it's legal, I ain't gonna be doing no illegal shit. I'm not white like Trump. I can't get away with shit like that. Keyshia would not be with Gucci if he wasn't rich. Facts. Of course not. Of course. Look at a woman like her. They say that lady hid kids, to keep up a certain image. So Keyshia fooling people saying to get a guy with mental illness is hard and can be deadly. It can definitely be dangerous, and there's people who don't lost their lives. Dealing with people who had mental health and people who. That's why with me, my final straw was my ex didn't try to hurt me, but she always kept threatening to hurt herself. And y'all know my story. One of my ex-girlfriends actually did after she tried to kill me before twice, she actually did try to kill herself. So I saved her life, got her some help, rushed her to the hospital. But I don't play with that. It was just becoming over time too much for me. Because I wouldn't have left. If she would have got on medication, I wouldn't have left because when she was normal, she was great, But you can't force people to you can't tell grown people what to do, especially if they don't want to listen. But there are some people who will listen and they will get the help, especially when they don't want to lose family, friends, and relationships. They'll get the help. So, but it's just sometimes it's hard with celebrities because they used to people kissing their ass, So that's what's wrong with Kanye West. There's a lot of people around him. They just trying to use him to take all his shit. Neo, you made it home. Say, yes, I did. Mama Glenn, twin, please take me camping with you. I really want to do that. That's on the bucket list. That's something I really, 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 really do. Because like I said, where I'm from, black people don't camp. They scared of the woods. But I definitely, even though you was glamping, you weren't camping. You weren't going through the struggle. Like, sleeping in the tent, pinching the tent, making the fire, sleeping in the, you had basically a cabinet, like a little cabinet in the woods with your camping. But I would love to go camping with you, Miss Glenn, and thank you for coming through, sis. Love you so much. Miss you. I really wish you was on this trip too. Cause honey, I was on that dance floor cutting up, but and Tinker's dance show was cutting up. But shout out to Tinker's. So, and yeah, thank you for being a member. So, all right, so you was giving me the website, okay? Yeah, so I can't see the chat when I'm on a separate page, so that's why I'm like really behind. I see the doll was already giving me the receipts. You said in that interview, Keyshia sounded like she was not too far behind Gucci. She ain't sound crazy to me. She just sound real controlling. That's what I just like. Even when she was like, I know a lot of people don't like Nicki Minaj, but she was low key lying on Nicki because I'm a barb and I've heard Nicki plenty of time give Gucci Man credit for the things he did for her in her career, right? So I know that, people be saying Nicki crazy and they don't like Nicki personality. But I seen how she was like lying and just over talking, the Gucci. It seemed like she's just real controlling. But Nicki said she a handler. And that's what I'm finna play some more videos of people claiming the same thing. Hey Jamaica. Hey Neil, chat, listening and driving. Thank you for coming through. Is that a Scorpio sign? I've been around y'all all for 4-5 days. You still coming out this plane. Shout out to the Scorpio. Even though I was booing them, but I did celebrate. They had a birthday celebration for the Scorpios on the trip. But shout out to the Scorpios. So, but shout out to Jamaica. I'm a barb, yes. See the dog, we could be friends because it's so lonely out here on this road. Because I had the divorce Queen Ye for a couple of hours. My damn fiance is a goddamn Cardi fan. I was like, how did I miss that? I might want to reconsider this marriage shit. We ain't nothing alike, girl. I'm a bar. Like, I don't make excuses for Nicki when she wrong. When she wrong, she wrong. But y'all ain't gonna lie on the queen constantly like that. Lady don't be starting. Y'all be fucking with her. But anyway, all right, so let me play a couple more videos and then I got to get off of here because Queen Ye fits me a plate and she want to spend some time because she haven't seen me in 4 days. So, let me see, what else?
The Gucci Mane that we see today is completely opposite than the Gucci Mane that we saw back in the day. Now, y'all remember when he first got out and people were saying he was a clone and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to get into all of that. I will say the mannerisms, even the mind state, is a completely different person. And a lot of people will say it's for the best that woman came in and completely changed his life. He looks amazing. He appears to be living this luxurious lifestyle. He's very mannerable. He seems to be a family man now to the family he has with her, because we've heard things about that. But to her kids, amazing guy, right? I remember his brother saying that him and his mom weren't even invited to the wedding. I remember Mac Breezy saying he never even visited his mom on her deathbed. And I also recall it being in the media years ago that he didn't even attend his mother's funeral. I don't know what happened between him and his mother. I do know at one point they were very, very close. There's a couple theories that were out there, right? There was one.
See, that's why I said that it's kind of crazy that a black man ain't go to his own mama funeral. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's like little stuff like that. And you be wondering if it's the wife or people become estranged. Because y'all know I told y'all my story. I'm estranged from my mama because of her wife, right? I don't get along with my mama because who she's with. Well, I don't get along. I love my mama. I'm always get along with my mama. But I'm estranged from my mama because of her partner. That at one point when I was questioning one of my friends, I said, well, hell, did my mama wife put witchcraft on her or some shit? Like, this lady literally abandoned her child just to keep this woman in her life, like the fuck. But anyway, I'm just speculating. I don't know what the fuck that lady got going on. But I be wondering when people be like, people becoming estranged from their family members, can you look back at the partner and say that they have something to do with that? And then there's also videos of people even pointing out that like a lot of Gucci artists, the ones he signed or were doing business with him, you know, some of them died in mysterious ways, or you know, bad luck happened. You know, so they try. There's a lot of people who really side-eyed Keyshia.
Theory, some money was taken from him, and that's why he ended up trusting Keyshia with his money. But even if you fell out with somebody over some money, somebody like your mother, you wouldn't go to their funeral? That just don't seem right. There's another theory that said that his mother tried to do like a Britney Spears type of conservatorship over him. Now, if that is true, isn't that what Keisha's doing now?
I have a system. I take his apps off his phone. First thing I do, I delete Instagram. I delete everything. Even if I got to change his password, I'm changing it because I don't need the public to know he's having an episode.
Why are they coming out with this now? Gucci Mane's selling a book. So since he's selling a book, look, fuck it. Let's just tell everybody all the business. She wants to make her $5.25 an hour, letting y'all call her. You can call her up and get some advice from her. Maybe sedate your husband too. Sedate your wife too. Maybe that's the answer. Just keep everybody on medication.
The first thing you need is medication. It cannot go unmedicated, and the quicker the better.
When DJ Envy asked Gucci Mane why he decided to share the story now, Gucci says, because I don't ever want what happened to me in September 2019, 2020 to ever happen to me again. Well, he's not talking about the episode. He's talking about what happened as a result of the episode when he was kidnapped under the instruction of his wife.
Like at one point, I called his attorney, I called some bodyguards, and I just planned a whole kidnap, and we kidnapped him and took him to the hospital because we could not get him to the hospital. And he was trying to fight them and everything, but it was 6 of them. He couldn't handle it. And we threw him in the car. He would try to jump out the car. So we put him in the center of the car, you know? And that was like his last episode.
That's a 5150, right? That's what they call it?
When you go to the,
Yeah, but they try to do things where he could sign himself out. And I'm like, he's not signing. Like, I'm stern with them. He's not signing himself out. I'm his wife, and I'm his power of attorney. He ain't going nowhere.
But what I see is a man under extreme excessive control.
And I'm like, you're going through an episode. You're sick. No, I'm not. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Why do you think that? You're not speaking to me. Well, there's nothing to talk about. I said, well, that's not how you speak to your wife. And I'm like, you're sick. And we snap out of it right then.
Wow.
You realize you'd never know.
See, that ain't we snap out of that. Ain't how that go. Even my ex, when I knew she was gonna have it, I could actually tell. It was certain things she used to do that I knew that an episode was coming, and I just braced myself for it, and I prepared the kids for it. Right? It was certain, and sometimes it was a certain even look on her face. One time I could tell by the way when I watched her prepare the meal. I could tell by the way she was preparing the food. I saw her face kind of like not change, but you know the facial expression changed, and I was like, "She finna have an episode." And of course, she wound up having an episode. You know, but I can just sometimes you just realize it. You know, but you just can't snap and then you catch them before they have. You just let it run its course. You know, but usually they on medication. It's manageable and they have the episodes less frequent.
About any other episodes since September 13th,
yeah.
because I control that. Because you're not going on Instagram, you're not going on Twitter, it's deleted, you know, and I just control everything at home. See him well. I don't like to see him like stressed out. That's why in my interview with Carlos, I said only thing he got to do is shower and go to the studio. I don't allow him to do anything else because I don't want him. He can't handle stress because stress is a trigger and stress brings on episodes. So I don't allow any stress. He just be calm, wake up, go to bed early, take care of the kids, go to the studio, and that's it. I have to take care of him first because he has mental health issues. I don't. I'm stronger than he is.
I don't know any man.
Like that was that slight little shade. You're stronger than like, damn, why would you say that? No man don't like when you feel like you're emasculating him and stuff. You're healthier than him. This don't have nothing to do with strength. Because some of the strongest people I know mentally, anything can induce mental health. It can be substance, it can be environment, it can be stress, it can be an illness, another underlying illness that they don't even know, causing them having mental health issues. Hell, diabetes can make people act, strokes. You never know. That can mess with someone's mental health, But I didn't like I didn't like that part when she said she was stronger than him. I would have been like, if she would have said something like, I'm more mentally healthy than he is. But, being that I believe personally, people who have mental health and wind up not taking their life or, wind up managing I think them people strong, knowing that they live with that condition and, they keep moving forward, they keep pressing on.
That doesn't want to have control and dictate his own life, especially how Gucci Mane used to be back in the day. Now, I know people change, people mature. That's not to say that him honoring his wife is a bad thing. That's not what I'm saying. There's something very strange about this. This seems to be someone who has exerted extreme control over someone's life. And you tell me what you think. Is this love or is this control? The Gucci
I mean, that man changed so much, people thought that nigga was cloned.
I think it's strange that nobody asked Keyshia Ka'oir what she was talking about on The Breakfast Club when she talked about how she can snap her fingers and Gucci Mane is no longer in a schizophrenic episode. He's no longer having an episode once she just tells him, you're not having an episode, stop. What are you talking about? That would have been me. I would have stopped and said, girl, what are you talking about? Because that's not how that works. Okay? People who have family members who actually have schizophrenia, they will tell you that's not how that works. I got an uncle who has it. And my brother was in the house when he had an episode, 2 episodes. And my brother was scared for his life both times. Now, we laugh about it now, but when it happened, my brother was scared. He was scared for his life. So, Keyshia, again, what are you talking about? You know he's not going to hurt you. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Yeah, because if there's somebody in your life, if it's a man or a woman that you're in love with, and you know they got mental health and you think it's crazy and stuff, because I'm tell you, I didn't stay in that relationship with that girl who tried to kill me twice. I left. And this was in my early 20s. I mean, I got cool with her family, but I had my escape plan. Cause I said, I don't want her to accidentally kill me or purposely kill me or something like that. But that's a dangerous game when you entertain that or stick around saying that you're gonna fit someone. Everybody don't have money like Gucci Mane or have the money to to get him to the best doctors and take that gamble. Some of y'all in love with the fry cook, who making fry cook money. He batshit fucking crazy. I just say you need to get away from it. Till he gets them, at least wait to see if they can actually or will go get the help they need. But shit, they have the resources to get the best doctors. I would suggest to some of you ladies, I wouldn't risk it, especially if this person already showed you signs that they're dangerous or they tried to hurt you before. So.
No matter how you try to flip it, bop it, and pop it, we have always felt like something was off with Keyshia Ka'oir and Gucci Mane. Do y'all not remember this video from a couple years ago?
200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, 600,000, 700,000, 800,000, 900,000. That's $1 million right there. That's what I'm willing to invest in my next superstar because I'm starting a whole new label, fresh, So I See Millionaires. So who want to join my new label because I'm looking for my next male superstar? Babe, where you at with the count? How much you got over here?
So far, I got 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 8, 9, $1 million. I got $1 million, plus I got some extras that I'm still counting up for the female artists.
So I got $1 million for my next female superstar. I got $1 million for my next male superstar. Who want to join the So Icy Millionaires? Hit my DM.
Now, if y'all don't remember, everybody found that weird because everyone was like, why would anyone want to sign to you after all the bullshit that didn't happen to your artist? If y'all don't remember, when Big Scar died, Gucci Mane allegedly asked for the chain back, and that was a whole thing. That was a 1017 chain that Gucci Mane allegedly asked for back, and the family wasn't having it. And it started a whole debate on social media on if Gucci Mane was wrong or right for asking for the chain back because the artist had passed away. Then Pooh Shiesty got locked up. Then Enchanting passed away. And before all of this happened, Asian doll used to be on the team, but y'all remember she wanted to part ways with him, so she did. So when Gucci posted that video that I just showed y'all in real time, everybody was having a conversation about how weird it is and why anyone would want to sign to him after everything I just explained to y'all. Then talking about hit my DM. That's not how record labels operate. What record label you know is telling artists to DM them for an opportunity to get signed to the record label and offering them $1 million? So when I see y'all having a conversation about how weird that Breakfast Club interview was, I'm not shocked because I thought we were all under the impression that everything is not as it seems over there. But I'm curious, would y'all be willing to sign to Keyshia Ka'oir and Gucci Mane? Let me know down in the comments. Make sure y'all like this video and follow me.
Yeah, I just went to go look to see how Big Scar. I was trying to go see. I remember how Enchanting, the rapper or whatever, both of them died from alleged overdose. That's spooky. That's kind of spooky. Both of his artists died from overdose and drugs. That's kind of. You know, I don't try not to encourage coincidence, but it's giving coincidence. So it's not giving coincidence, I meant to say.
So this is why Nicki Minaj dragged Keyshia Ka'oir.
Or feel that way, but from the outside looking in, they should acknowledge him. Even if they win an award, acknowledge him because he gave you the stomping ground.
Oh no, Nicki Minaj came out of that camp. French Montana came out of that
all
camp.
of them.
We all know by now, Nicki Minaj took to X to call out Gucci Mane's wife, Keyshia Ka'oir, for copying her over the years. Initially, I was confused as to what happened to trigger Nicki, but in the interview, Keyshia Ka'oir went on to say how these artists that Gucci Mane put on or helped get to the next stepping stone in their career don't give him the accolade and don't give him the praise that he deserves. These artists like Nicki Minaj and French Montana and other artists that Gucci Mane helped out earlier in their career should be thanking Gucci Mane, giving him more praise than Nicki Minaj already does. Now, I'm not even gonna lie, I was a little bit confused when I heard her say this in the interview, and DJ Envy was messy for slipping in Nicki's name. I found it weird, especially considering the fact that Nicki Minaj always gives Gucci Mane his just due. She literally always talks about how she drove down to Atlanta, met with Deb, and hopped in the studio with Gucci and how they pumped out all these tracks.
As far as Gucci, shout out to Gucci, that's my baby. He and I have the same manager. So that's what the mix up was. We're both managed by a woman named Deborah Anthony. Moved to Atlanta and she started managing me. Gucci would call me like every day, like, let's go to the studio, shot. I'm like, what? Just leave me alone, Gucci. But he really pushed me to get in the studio and work, and he works very quickly. So in like a month, we did like 6 records.
This is a story Nicki Minaj has told multiple times, and she always says Gucci Mane and Deb Anthony really helped her get her foot in the door in Atlanta. So I'm confused on where Keyshia Ka'oir was coming from when she said all of them need to be giving him praise when they're accepting awards. It is possible that she has not seen the clips of Nicki Minaj giving Gucci Mane his props and giving Deb Anthony her props. He definitely should not have said all of them when DJ Envy said Nicki's name. I'm curious to know what you guys think regarding this, and I want to know if y'all feel like conversation warranted Nicki Minaj going off on Keyshia via X. Let me know down in the comments, you guys. Peace. So this is why Nicki Minaj dragged Keyshia.
Because I remember the Breakfast Club was just trying to gaslight the shit out of Nicki, trying to act like why she was mad. Like, nigga, DJ Envy clearly said her fucking name, right, bro? Stop gaslighting that lady.
And y'all not gonna like this, but I feel like Gucci and Keyshia Ka'oir's relationship is weird as fuck. I feel like that shit, something is off. Something is a miss. I feel like she got some root work done on his ass. And I feel like that relationship is weird as fuck. I always did, and I never understood why she has such a strong fandom and a grown-ass woman who stand her and like is so wildly, so overly influenced by her. And I just never understood that relationship and the parasocial relationship with their fans. Because it just always gave fucking something is off and something is wrong. I absolutely believe that she is his handler. I absolutely believe that she played her fucking cards right. Because Gucci been clocked out ever since he drew that motherfucking ice cream cone on his face. Gucci ain't been right for a long fucking time. Like he sat there on that interview and said, I used to be doing this, that, X, Y, Z, and the third, and people just let me do it knowing that I had issues, and people would just let me do the shit. They sat there calm, cool, and collected, and she tried to make it seem like taking care of somebody with what he has, paranoid schizophrenia, is light work. Oh, you know, and then I can manage his episodes, and then when he's doing this, I do. First of all, I don't never want to have to manage somebody like that, but
I hate when people take advantage of people who they know have mental health issues. Like, I had a friend of mine who I know is bipolar as fuck, right? And one of the things they will do is they would do something like spontaneous, like go on a shopping spree, spend way more money than they have, max out their credit cards, go around buying everybody gifts, even if it's not a special occasion. People who are their friends or associates, or just the person who walks the dog down the street, they'll go buy them gifts, or they'll have a lot of sets, with their partners, or they'll go cheat or whatever. There's some friends that we, if you got a friend that's bipolar, we kind of know how they act when they in the episode. And I remember I had one friend, she used to try to give away her stuff all the time. I remember she tried to give me her son's PlayStation. And I remember that when I realized that she was having an episode, I wouldn't take it from her, or whatever, because I was like, she clearly going through it, because that was that baby's gaming system. Even though I really wanted a PlayStation 5 at the time, because I didn't have one, I knew that the lady was I knew my friend was having an episode. She was manic. But unfortunately, there's some people that would take advantage of it, because Gucci said that his friends would accept the money from him, or accept the chain and stuff, knowing that this man giving away thousands of dollars worth of stuff. They knew he was, having an episode, but still accepted the gifts. But that is some of the signs. They do stuff like that. My ex used to do that. She'll go on the shopping spree, randomly just buy me a whole bunch of stuff out of nowhere that I didn't ask for or need or whatever, or they'll have a bunch of sets with you all of a sudden.
I'm never going to think that I can take care of someone with that level of mental illness and it not be exhausting and I not need help. Furthermore, I'm never going to be with somebody. I'm going to choose to remove myself, because when they have episodes, they really I'm not dealing with it. I'm not doing it. And dudes are so easy. And a lot of y'all just love what sounds nice. Y'all love what sounds nice coming out of people's mouths, because y'all are falling for it. Oh, she's such a good wife and da 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 da. She's a handler. Gucci is a fucking easy lick, because he is easily controllable for her. She manages everything about his life. He might as well be in a conservatorship. This is more like a mother-child relationship. And so for that reason, and how much she has to manage him, even when she came out and telling y'all all this servitude bullshit, that she came out telling y'all about all this shit that she does for Gucci, and people were like, some of us anyways, was clocking that and wondering, well, what is it that he does for you in return? Like, there always has to be.
And that was one of the questions. Like, when I be, especially when I feel like I'm listening to a woman that's male centered. When a woman be like, my man, my man, my man, my man, I often pay attention to whenever the person or the woman gives you some type of example of the things that she gets out of the relationship, right? Sometimes I've noticed that some women just want to be a mother to niggas that they know ain't never been raised or not right in the head, or who need to be taken care of. They can't run the house. You know what I'm saying? There are some women who purposely seek out those type of men who, have some issues. But I was wondering when I was listening to the interview, that whole interview was about how great of a handler she is to Gucci. That's what I got out of it. When I listened to it the second time, because like I said, the first time I was listening to, I was in and out. And at first I thought I was just hearing a woman who really, really loved her husband, right? And was trying to make sure the finances are good and he was good, so they can have a good life. That's what I heard, but I wasn't listening. And then I went back and re-listened, and I, what made me do the shows when I said, okay, when they said that nigga was standing outside for 24 hours at the door, wouldn't move, wouldn't come in the house, and she couldn't get, I said, okay, from my friends, they told me that's a sign of spiritual possession, right? So is there something to this? Is somebody doing root work on him? Did Keyshia do a love spell going wrong? Vice versa. Did he go reach out and do some stuff? Y'all know I'm from Florida. If you go listen to some of the music, especially in the Jacksonville area, or further south Florida, a lot of these Florida local rappers, they would tell you real quick, they grandma do voodoo. I remember when somebody was talking shit to me one time, and I was like, hey, you want me to be afraid of you? I'm more afraid of the niggas in South Florida who will put your head on a altar. You know what I'm saying? I'm not caring about no nigga in Harlem who just yapping his jaw talking shit and then be back friends with a nigga who told him to suck his penis, told his mama to suck his penis, and you suck his penis, and accuse you and abuse it, a child or some shit, and then y'all back friends, back where I'm from, and the shit I've been exposed to, you say some shit like that your head will wind up on somebody's altar, being that disrespectful. They would take your life. It ain't words, it ain't wordplay. It's real life to them. So I told them I ain't even afraid of you, nigga. I ain't fucking with them niggas down there. They okay. When they say they mama do voodoo, you might want to listen, shit. But I say, hey, why test it? I don't believe it, but hell, why test it for what? But to me, listening to Keyshia, and then I told y'all that one story about when I was young, when I was real young in my early 20s, me still exploring my sexuality. I knew I was gay. I was like, I had this mad crush on this island girl who, was working with me at a water park. And I told y'all how that lady handed me a plate one time and, told me she made me a special food. And I was a big bat then, like I'm a big bat now. So I couldn't ready to eat the food, especially with something new, some type of island dish that I never had before. And I remember I was at work, I got busy, so I couldn't eat the food right away because I was working. I had to go take care of customers and stuff. So when I had slowed down and I went back to go get my food, I realized my food was cold. So then I went to go put it in the microwave. And when I put my food in the microwave, my food was sparking, like, sparks. Like, how when you put a fork or a piece of aluminum foil. So in my mind, I'm thinking maybe a piece of aluminum foil got in the food or something. I go through my food and I cannot find any metal in the food. So, but every time I would close the door and whatever, the food would spark. So I wound up not eating the damn food because I was like, I don't know if there's something in this damn food or the microwave is broke, but I'm just gonna, not play with it. You feel what I'm saying? And I remember she kept asking me over and over, how did I enjoy the food? And I just kept telling her it was good. I didn't want to tell her, like, girl, I threw that damn food away because I don't know if the microwave was broke or you had something crazy in that food. But I literally was picking through the food. There was no metal in the food, but every time I would microwave, the shit sparked. So I ain't eat that shit. So, but people was accused. It was rumors, later on after that she was a woo lady, what we call a woo lady, And I don't know if she wanted a love spell on me. She ain't have to put no spell on me. I was already interested in her, but I just know I ain't take no more food from her. And then she wound up, leaving not shortly after and finding another job. Never seen her again. So, but that food was sparking. I ain't gonna never forget it.
Something in return that you're getting, right? What's the payoff for you? What is that doing for you? What benefit are you receiving from it? Because it's equal. It should be equal. It should be reciprocal. You understand? So all I can think in my mind, knowing how he behaved prior to going to prison and seeing the antics, seeing him on that fucking versus Jeezy and seeing how he was talking was blowing me. I was like, oh, this motherfucker is like, okay. I just be wondering, what is it that you see in him aside from money? What is it that you see in Gucci? Because I damn sure know he not stimulating your mind. I know he not stimulating your mind, Keyshia. So what is it that you see in him other than the money and that he's easily controllable? You can control him. He do whatever the fuck she says he need to do. And she uses him as a conduit to generate income. So yeah, he a money maker. He a money maker. But at the end of the day, if he wasn't, would she be there? Fuck no. She would not. At the end of the day, he's meeting her bottom line. She gets to control everything that Gucci does. And yes, she suffers through those episodes, because I know he worked on her with them episodes. It's like a mother taking care of a child. You have a child or a husband that you have to manage, micromanage, and constantly take care of. And so you have to be getting something out of it, and the payoff can only be the money and the easy access to the money. But I always thought That shit, their relationship is fucking weird to me. I don't see a love story like the way that other people do. And remember when Tia said that when what was it, when Gucci was locked up, Keyshia was creeping over to Rick Ross' house, and Keyshia came out and tried to deny it, but nah, I believe Tia. And I believe that if Gucci didn't leave her his money, left her with the money that he had, here's what I got. Well, he had like 2 or 3 milli. Here's what I got. She would have been out, and she would have had to look for her another source of fucking income, which is another motherfucking lick. And remember when Plies was dragging her for running off with his money? I think it was Plies. But yeah, Plies was dragging Keyshia for running off with his money. But y'all keep on letting Keyshia play in y'all face if y'all want to. And y'all not gonna like this, but I feel like Gucci.
She said Keyshia playing in their face. All right, y'all. I'm probably gonna play one more video, maybe two more, because I definitely wanted y'all to see the one where people talk about love spells backfiring. So
The reason why love spells always backfire is not because you can't take someone's free will, and so that's why it backfires. The reason why a love spell backfires is actually because what's really happening is you aligning yourself with the timeline or the frequency of the version of you who would actually be in a relationship with that person. And you get to see firsthand why it didn't work out in this timeline. Did you pick up what I just put down? One way to look.
yeah, that's not the one I was looking for. It was somebody else. Damn, that wasn't the video. It was somebody else. It wasn't his, because this nigga right here actually gives you instructions how to backfire. I mean, how to put a love spell on somebody. And I said, this nigga, you teaching people how to do that shit? If it's real, like, people gonna be fucking with people up free will.
Here's my story on why I do not play with witchcraft. So when I was about 22, 23 years old, my then best friend at the time, grandmother, used to do work. She wasn't your average grandma, you know, with the moo-moo. No, she was turned. She smoked weed. She drank. She hung out. She could dress. She was that type of grandma. But she did work. She would do things like she would put your name in the freezer when she wanted you to stop doing something. She didn't put it in a bag of water like I be hearing other people say. No, she put your name straight in the freezer, and whatever she focused on that she wanted you to stop doing, you would stop doing. She would also do things like the jar, but she didn't do like honey jars. She would do a simple jar, and she have you write their name down and you put their name in a jar of water and hide it in the house, and the person would not go nowhere. She did stuff like that. And the crazy thing about it, we saw it work. Me and her granddaughter, my best friend at the time, we saw it work. Whatever she said, it worked. So around that time, you know, we young, we had little boyfriends that was cutting up or whatever. So we called ourselves wanting to get our boyfriends in line. So she told us this simple one, to write their name down. If we don't hear from them and we want to hear from them, write their name down, put it under the pillow and sleep on it. And you would hear from them. And I promise you, I used to do it. And at the time, I wouldn't hear from my baby daddy for weeks. I would put his name, write his whole name down, sleep on it. The next morning before 9 a.m., he would call me. So all her stuff worked. But this is where it went wrong. It was this one spell that she had me do because at the time, my twin's father was cutting up real bad. I was in love with him, and I wanted him to stay home and stop cheating on me. She told me to write his name down and put it in a jar and put it in some water and hide it in the house, and he wouldn't go nowhere. I'm like, how this gonna work? Because not only was my baby daddy unfaithful, just wilding, he young, we didn't even live together. But I was in love and my baby daddy was cheating and I wanted him to be with me. So I did what she told me to do. I wrote his name down, his whole name, put it in a jar of water, hid it in the house. Y'all, like a month and a half later, guess what happened? He gets arrested. They lock him up. He don't get no bond. It's a serious charge. And when they finally give him a bond, They let him go under the conditions of him being on house arrest. Y'all, the spell said he would never leave the house. The man was on house arrest and he got released to my house, my address. So y'all, once he gets released to my address, we have the best relationship ever. We getting along, we in love. He's never been this nice to me. I'm so freaking happy. Till one day, y'all, I'm out shopping with my sister and he at the house. Remember, he on house arrest. I get back from shopping with my sister, y'all. Why the jar sitting on my coffee table? And he just sitting there. Y'all, he found the jar. He said real calm, yo, what my name doing in that jar? I was like, I ain't know what to say. I was like, I don't know. He was like, hey, yo, get my name out that jar. I was like, throw it away. He said, I'm not touching that jar. Get my name out that jar. Instantly, the spell broke. Instantly. My world got turned upside down. Do y'all hear me? As soon as the spell broke, somehow the conditions of his bond got to the point where he could leave and go certain places, and then he eventually got off house arrest. He left my house. He started back cheating double time to the part where he just moved and just wasn't, like, it was almost like he hated me. Y'all, that spell backfired so bad. I remember one night I went looking for him, and I hate to admit this, but I went looking for this man. And I remember I didn't have on no shoes, and it was in the middle of November. I went looking for him with no shoes on in the middle of November. I don't even know why I didn't have on no shoes. Y'all better stop playing with people's free will. To this day, me and that man don't get along. Like, it's a whole bunch of stuff that happened after that. I could talk for hours. But to this day, me and that man do not get along. Stop playing with people's free will. If they want to be with you, they're going to be with you. Because when it comes back times 3. When I tell y'all I lost everything, I lost financially, I lost mentally. I started smoking weed around that time. I wasn't even a weed smoker. I lost. And I'm still not with a nigga. Stop playing around with that stuff. You cannot force nobody to be with you.
What y'all think? Cause like I said, I peep some of Black Witch y'all content. She talk about them love spells going wrong all the time. But what y'all think? Because I ain't never do no shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't do root work. No matter what y'all hear they say about me, it ain't true. If I was doing it, I don't think I'd be ashamed to tell you that I was. So I just study stuff because I'm an omnist. But I remember when my marriage was going wrong, when I was a Israelite, I fasted for 7 days. I just sustained for food and tried to do it through prayer and meditation. But it seemed like, people who truly believe in this stuff, they go through a string stuff, like backfiring on them, if you want to call it karma. Or you said, what's her channel? I don't know the lady. I just saw that story. Let me see. The name of this
Here's my story on why.
She's a comedian. Her name is, you know what? I can do one better. I could put the link. Wait, how you copy the link? Wait, give me 1 second. I'll get you the link. There you go. All right, so here's the link. But I've heard of, people tell stories of love spells going wrong, or whatever. Like I said, I just fasted and prayed. I ain't do all. It ain't that damn serious. I just ain't want my marriage to go because I was practicing, not being gay. So, but I be wondering when I be hearing people where they talk about the spaghetti stuff, or they be doing the little shit where they be freezing people names, or I don't know. One person told me, I ain't gonna tell y'all here because I don't want y'all out there fucking with people. But somebody told me that he practiced hoodoo, and he even told me how there was a spell where you can, if you mad at your ex-lover, your ex-husband, your boyfriend, it's a spell them women can put on y'all to make y'all dick not work no more. So some of you niggas who might be young, having erectile dysfunction, it might not be medical. It might have a curse on your ass or something. But he was telling me there's spells out there with women who can allegedly can keep a man from, getting up again. So I don't know, child. But the lengths that these women go through for love or trying to control a man, it is, when a man undisciplined, But I told y'all that one story where on TikTok, there's a story on TikTok. I'm not gonna play it on here, but the lady said it backfired on her. And that man came through that door trying to break down that door, to get to her. Because he was so infatuated with her. So, but y'all definitely got to check out Black Witch Yaya page. Because she got a couple of stories on love spells. She even got one when it was a male. It was a warlock. Put a spell on some girl he was interested in. And no matter what she did, she was saying that she was with the man for like a year or so. No matter what she did, she just couldn't get away from him. So, like I said, I don't know if this story is true. I wasn't there to witness it. But I kind of, like I said, I just do some research to see. And then I talk to other people and listen to their experiences and stuff like that. I've heard of stories where sometimes there are rivalries between witches. They'll try to destroy each other's businesses. And they say a lot of that shit happened in Atlanta. I don't know. So, I don't know. So I depend on my ancestors to keep me safe. So that's about where I leave that, right? But they say that stuff go. There's the one where people, if somebody jealous of your relationship between you and your husband or your spouse or they put dust. It's something like always make sure you clean your house. That's why witches usually have a nice clean house, and no clutter and stuff, so they can find when people be trying to put shit in their house. But it's this one where they put dust. Like if somebody try to put a clay of dust in the corner of your house and say some type of spell about y'all fussing and stuff, and it makes couples argue. I done heard a lot of shit, and then y'all know I'm from my mama and them from South. I heard stories all the time since I was a kid. Shit. My mom walked in on one of her relatives shaking the chicken foot around some food. So shit, you just never know. But I don't know. I think people should not mess with people's free will. And then I remember, like I said, I talked to Queen Ye about it, because I was interested in the things that she do. Was just curious. But she said she ain't put no spell on me. So I said, please don't. Please don't. It's not fair, And she was like, nah, she don't believe in that shit. She want somebody to love her back, because they want to love her back. No force. But all right, fam, I think I'm going to end it there. Because like I said, I didn't know Queen Ye had plans for us. So, but yeah, protect your peace, protect your energy. You remember I told you, don't just let anybody lay hands or pray for you, speak over you, judge the fruit, use your discernment, I'm telling you. Ever since I had I don't let people pray, not no more. I used to, because I was an ominous, but now after one of the things that one of my friends taught me, if I don't trust you, I don't let you pray for me. You ain't praying no hands on praying over me. So, no salt. So, they say life and death is the power of the tongue. That's what they claim. But all right, family, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this live. Let me see where the poll at. Where my poll at? Did I... Imagine being a kid and you always hear somebody saying that somebody put a curse on you and stuff like that. Imagine hearing that shit all the time as a child. So, okay, where my poll at? What we talking about? What y'all talking about here? All right. So it looks like half of y'all believe it. They root word. Y'all believe it's a real thing. Okay. 38% said no, and about 6%. That means a few people with 32 votes I guess like one or two of y'all say y'all a master witch. So, like, y'all okay? Be careful. That's all I heard. You know, I ain't telling you what to do, but I just heard you better know what you're doing. And you know, stop making everybody your enemy. I guess I don't know. I guess if you're a master witch, then you know what you're doing because you should know. So. But I heard from one of my friends who play voodoo, who does voodoo, she said, man, some people got ancestors who's ready to fuck them up because they're not good people. You know what I'm saying? So y'all better be careful with that hocus pocus stuff, okay? So I know Queen Ye, y'all remember I told y'all a story how she done dipped me in a couple of her baths. She done made a special baths for me. And I felt better. I felt good coming out of the bath. I felt clean. So. But all right, family. Let me see what I'm gonna play. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. And again, shout out to the sisterhood. I might make a video talk about some of this. I gotta edit some of the videos of the footage I took and stuff like that. But it was a good time. Got to meet some interested people. Made some few connections. You know, break room beating me with a guitar. And I ain't telling break room shit else. If you see this at the end of this live, I ain't telling you shit else, sis. Cause when you get drunk, you talk. So I ain't telling you nothing else. I'm going ahead and let you know right now. But yeah. All right, family. Yeah, I catch y'all in the next one. Remember, your life is your holy book.
I see the shadows creeping close to me, whispering lies like they hold the key. But I've been learning how to set me free.
You heard what I said, sis? I ain't telling your ass shit else.
Light, let my soul
You get a little drinky, you talk too much.
I'm leaving behind the noise
telling you
and
shit
the
else.
chains. Walking away from all of the pain. Guarding my heart from the storm and the rain. Protect my energy, break the chain.
What's up, Ivan?
Toxic vibes, they don't belong in my space. I'm finding strength in my own embrace. No time for drama, no time to waste. Protect my light in this sacred place.
So you did it on purpose.
I'm leaving behind the noise and the chains. Walking away from all of the pain. Guarding my heart from the storm and the rain. Protect my energy, break the chain. I'm building walls that the darkness won't climb. Saying goodbye to what steals my time. I'm choosing me, no apologies this time. Protect my light, it's my mountain to climb. I'm leaving behind the noise and the chains. Walking away from all of the pain. Guarding my heart from the storm and the rain. Protect my energy, break the chain.
All right, shout out to whoever the master witch is. Please don't put nothing on me, child. You being live. Get in line.
Say it with your chest. A goofy live in Texas. This the real West. No good morning, no good night, no how you been, baby. No support. Here y'all be acting shady. Start drama. Say it with your chest. A goofy live in Texas.
Hey, family.
This the real West. No good morning, no good night, know how you been, baby. No support, and y'all be acting shady. Oh, this goofy live in Texas, y'all hoes can keep it. This is the real West, y'all hoes can't see it. Always starting drama, hoes wanna beat it. Say it with your chest, hoes you can eat it. I was rocking with you when you had a 9 to 5. Hoes saying they a real friend, they a lie. Hoes wanna start drama, wanna see me die. Say it with your chest, hoes you can eat it. Wanna start drama, say it with your chest. A goofy live in Texas, this the real West. No good morning, no good night, know how you been, baby. No support, and y'all be acting shady. Wanna start drama, say it with your chest. A goofy live in Texas, this the real West. No good morning, no good night, know how you been, baby. No support, and y'all be acting shady. They wanna start drama, they just mad that I pop. When you in a gear lead, them hoes wanna drop. On my page all day, I ain't getting them nothing. I was in the 4-door, hoes weren't cuffing. Say you gon' beat me up, that was for nothing. Say it with your chest, ho, I ain't frontin'. Internet troll, real life, you ain't bumping. Say it with your chest, ho, I ain't frontin'. Wanna start drama, say it with your chest. A goofy live in Texas, this the real West. No good morning, no good night, know how you.
All right, protect your energy. Set your attention, protect your energy. Peace, family.